Let me tell you something that took me 3 fortunes and 20 years to truly understand. The market did not ruin me. The crashes did not ruin me. My brokers did not ruin me. I ruined me. I ruined my accounts. Every single time. And the weapon I used against myself had a name. It was called ego, the greatest enemy every trader has inside them, which pushes you to show off to others how much you made in a short time. You enter positions with full margin only to end up blowing your accounts. I am Jesse Livermore. I made my first million before most men had found their footing in life. I lost it, built it back, lost it again, and through every rise and every ruin, one truth kept burning at the center of it all. A trader's fiercest enemy is never out there on the charts or in the newswire. It is in here, seated right behind your eyes, whispering that you are smarter than the market. Stay close, because what I am about to share could save your trading career before it ever ends. Cast your mind back with me to the autumn of 1907. The panic had gripped Wall Street by the throat. Men were throwing positions overboard at any price they could get. Chaos reigned from floor to floor, and I, fresh off a string of winning trades, chest swollen with pride, spotted what I believed to be the opportunity of a lifetime. I studied the charts. My conviction was iron. I took a massive position and then did something a disciplined man never does. I doubled it. The market did not care about my conviction. It continued its plunge. Losses piled like snow in a blizzard. Every man around me was cutting and running. But I held, not because the charts still supported me. They did not. I held because my ego would not allow me to be wrong. I lost more in those weeks than most men earned in a decade. And the market did not apologize. It never does. Now I want you to stop for just a moment and ask yourself honestly, have you ever held a losing trade past the point your own rules told you to exit? Not because the charts changed your mind, not because new information arrived, but simply because closing that position meant admitting to yourself, to your account, perhaps to someone watching, that you were wrong. If you nodded, even slightly, you are not alone. I was you in those moments. I was you many times over. And here is the hard truth no one in the trading world likes to say aloud. Being wrong is not the danger. Refusing to accept that you are wrong, that is what kills you. Now, most people hear the word ego and think of arrogance. A man boasting at the dinner table, a trader bragging about his wins. That is ego in its loudest form. But in trading, the most dangerous version of ego is quiet. It is the voice that says, hold just a little longer. It is the feeling that cutting a loss is a personal failure rather than sound management. It is the impulse to increase your position size after a great run. Not because your analysis demands it, but because you feel invincible. Ego wears 3 masks in the trading world, and you must learn to recognize each one. The first mask is pride. Pride chains you to a losing position. It tells you that closing the trade means admitting defeat, so you hold and bleed. The second mask is greed. Greed whispers just a little more when the charts are screaming that it is time to take profits and step aside. It shreds your exit rules and turns discipline to dust. The third mask is fear of losing face. This is the one that traps beginners most viciously. You are more afraid of looking foolish in front of other traders or yourself than you are of losing actual money. So you hold the bomb until it explodes. Let me give you a concrete example from my own ledger. There was a period when I had built a sizable position in cotton futures. I had done my reading. My analysis was careful and patient. The trade had moved in my favor, and then it turned, slowly at first. Then not slowly at all. My rules were clear. My stop was clear. But pride rose up and said, you built this position. You cannot walk away from it now. Greed murmured that the move would resume. Fear of confessing a loss to those who knew I held the position froze my hand at the critical moment. By the time I finally exited, I had surrendered nearly everything I had made that year in a matter of days. The charts had told me the truth. My ego had lied to me, and I chose to believe the lie. Here is ego's pattern laid bare so you can recognize it in real time before it costs you. You enter a trade. You have a thesis. The price moves against you. Ego attaches itself to the original idea, not to the current reality shown in the charts. It says, the market hasn't caught up to me yet. Hold. Losses grow. Discipline phrase. You begin hoping instead of analyzing. Hope is not a strategy. It is the final stage before catastrophe. The antidote is simple, though it is not easy. Ask yourself, at every moment of doubt, am I protecting my capital or am I protecting my ego? That single question, asked honestly, is worth more than any indicator on your charts. Now I want to speak on something that trips up even experienced traders. The confusion between confidence and ego. They feel similar from the inside, but they lead to entirely different outcomes. Confidence is rooted in preparation and reading the charts carefully, in knowing your setup, your risk, your exit, and trusting the process you have built through experience. Confidence listens to the market. Ego is confidence's poisonous twin. It is inflated, defensive, and blind. Ego does not listen to the charts. It argues with them. It says your opinion matters more than price itself. Have you ever felt absolutely certain about a trade, taken a large position, and then watched the market turn sharply against you, only to hold on, telling yourself it was a temporary move? That was not confidence. That was ego wearing confidence's coat. True confidence knows when to act and when to step aside. True confidence accepts a small loss with calm because it knows the process will deliver the next opportunity. Let me give you the 4 practices I use to keep ego in its proper place. Rule 1. Accept losses swiftly and without theater. The market rewards quick surrender and punishes stubborn resistance. When a trade goes against your plan, take your loss, adjust your thinking, and move forward with a clear head. Pride has no place in a losing trade. Rule 2. Write your plan before you enter and treat it as law. Your entry point, your stop, your target. Map it out before emotion enters the picture. When ego whispers during the trade that you know better than your own rules, that whisper is your warning sign, not your permission slip. Rule 3. Keep winning and losing in equal balance in your mind. A winning streak inflates the ego to dangerous heights. A losing streak crushes it into reckless revenge trading. Both are hazardous. Stay grounded in the reality that the charts are showing you right now, not in the story of how brilliant or how foolish you have been. Rule 4. Never stop studying. Even after I had made millions, the market kept teaching me. The moment you believe you have mastered it is the moment it prepares your humbling. Humility and study are lifelong companions for any trader who lasts. By the time the great bull market of the 1920s reached its frenzied peak, I'd lived enough market cycles to feel the unease in my bones. The charts were showing me distribution. Volume was flagging on rallies. The foundations beneath the euphoria were rotting. But the crowd, drunk on the longest run of easy money they had ever seen, wanted no part of caution. Ego had seized the market itself. An entire generation of traders believed the good times could not end. I quietly began building short positions, not because I had a crystal ball. I did not, but because I followed what the charts were telling me, rather than what my emotions, or the crowd's emotions, preferred to be true. When the crash came, those who had clung to their positions out of pride, out of the refusal to accept the market's reality, were destroyed. I was not. The discipline of subjecting ego to evidence, not evidence to ego, preserved my capital and allowed me to profit from the very crash that ruined so many. I want to tell you about a young trader I once observed on the floor. He was sharp, quick with the charts, confident in his read, and talented enough that early success came swiftly. But early success, I have found, is one of trading's cruelest traps. It teaches a man that he is gifted, when in truth, he has only been fortunate. When his trades began to turn, he could not bring himself to say 3 simple words. I was wrong. He blamed the market. He blamed the timing. He blamed everyone and everything except the one factor he could actually control: his own response to the situation. His ego had become a fortress, and inside that fortress he was completely cut off from the truth. The market made him pay for that fortress, brick by brick. Ask yourself, when a trade fails, what is your first instinct? To find out what the market is telling you, or to find a reason why the market is wrong? Your honest answer to that question tells you more about your future as a trader than any chart pattern ever could. Here is the most powerful practical habit I developed over my career, and I urge you to begin it this week. Keep a trading journal, but not merely of your trades. Record your emotions at each decision point. Before you enter, what are you feeling? Excited, anxious, overconfident? After a loss, are you angry, ashamed, Are you already thinking about how to make it back quickly? Ego works best in darkness. It operates in the space between your rational mind and your actions, whispering things you would never speak aloud to another trader. Writing shines a light into that space. At the end of each trading day, review honestly. Did I hold that position out of analysis or out of stubbornness? Did I exit too early because I was afraid or because the charts told me to? Did I increase my size because the setup was exceptional or because I was chasing a feeling? 3 questions. Every single day. They will expose your ego faster than any loss ever will. There is one technique I want to leave embedded in your mind above all others. When you feel it, that surge of certainty, that irresistible pull to hold on, to add to a losing trade, to ignore your stop, pause, not for an hour, not to go for a walk, just a breath. 10 seconds. And in those 10 seconds, ask yourself 3 things. What are the charts actually showing me right now? If this were another trader's money and I had no emotional stake in this trade, what would I do? Is the decision I am about to make coming from my analysis or from my ego? This pause is a trader's most underused weapon. I have seen fortunes saved by men who had the discipline to stop before acting on an impulse. I have seen fortunes destroyed in the seconds when that pause was skipped. In 1920, I had identified what I believed to be a significant opportunity on the short side. The market was set for a notable decline. I positioned accordingly, and then came the uncertainty. The price churned. It tested me. My position moved against me briefly, and ego rose up in that familiar way, insisting that I was right, that the move had simply not materialized yet. But the charts were equivocal. The setup was no longer clean, and I had a rule. When the chart no longer confirms your thesis, you exit and you reassess. I cut the position, not because I had been proven wrong in a grand sense. The decline I anticipated did eventually come, but because in that moment the evidence no longer supported the position size I was carrying, and my exit rules existed precisely for moments when clarity deserts you. I re-entered later on cleaner terms. The trade was ultimately profitable. Confidence got me into the trade. Humility got me out and back in at a better price. Ego would have made me hold through the noise and blow the entire idea. Now, I want to address something that often goes unsaid in these discussions. Ego, left entirely unchecked, destroys traders, but ego, brought to heel and properly directed, it can serve you. The drive that makes a man study the charts through the night, that refuses to accept mediocrity, that pushes him to rebuild after a devastating loss. That force has ego in its fuel. Think of it this way. Ego is like fire, wild and uncontrolled. It burns everything in its path. Your positions, your capital, your peace of mind. But contained and directed, it provides warmth and light. It drives you to prepare more thoroughly, study more diligently, execute more precisely. Make ego your servant. Never allow it to become your master. The moment you catch yourself making a trade decision to prove something rather than to profit from something, pull back. That is ego slipping its leash. I want to give you the hardest truth I ever learned about this game, and I want you to carry it with you. I lost my fortunes not once, not twice, but multiple times across my career. The market did its part, certainly. But if I am completely honest, and honesty with oneself is the rarest of trading virtues, the losses that cut deepest were the ones I could trace directly back to my own pride. Positions held too long. Rules abandoned at precisely the worst moments. Size increased when my winning streak had inflated my sense of infallibility. The market is not your friend, but it is also not your enemy. It is indifferent. It moves as it will, and it does not alter its course 1 inch for your pride or your pain. Your singular task as a trader and as a person sitting before those charts is to be honest about what the price is telling you, even when that truth is uncomfortable, even when it means saying, I was wrong, I exit here, I learned from this, and I move forward. That is not weakness. Every great trader I have ever known or studied has made that statement more times than they can count. That is the practice. That is the discipline. That is the only way. We have covered a great deal of ground today, and I want to draw it together plainly before I leave you. Ego is not a character flaw that afflicts only weak or foolish traders. It lives in every human mind, including the most disciplined and successful. The difference is not its presence. It is whether you manage it or whether it manages you. Here is what I ask of you before your next trade. Write down your plan completely. Entry, stop, target. Before emotion touches the decision, when a trade moves against you, ask yourself, am I holding because the charts support it, or because my pride demands it? At the end of each session, open your journal and answer 3 questions honestly. Did I follow my rules? Did ego show up? And in what form? What is the one thing I will do differently tomorrow? And before every single trade, speak this aloud if you must. Say it under your breath if you prefer, but mean it. I trade what the charts show me, not what my ego demands. Keep that promise. Review it when the impulse rises to break it. Watch what happens to your results over the weeks and months that follow. The market rewards patience. It rewards discipline. It rewards the trader who is more committed to being profitable than to being right. Master your ego, and you do not merely become a better trader. You become a clearer thinker, a steadier human being, someone whose decisions in the market and in life are guided by reality rather than by the restless, hungry voice of pride. Even I, who made and lost fortunes that most men will never touch in a lifetime, fought this battle every single day I was active in the markets. There is no finish line in this work. No morning you wake up and find the ego has been permanently defeated, but those who win, who truly last in this game across years and decades, are those who have committed to the daily discipline of keeping it in its proper place. You control your mind, train it, respect the charts more than your own opinion of yourself. Serve the market's reality first, always. Do that, and the market will reward you with something more valuable than a single great trade. It will reward you with a career. This is Jesse Livermore. Clear eyes and steady hands. Until next time.